Good morning, good morning. Today we're taking a look at the XRP, a little bit of Bitcoin, and some Sigma coin. All right, so we've got our indicator so far had held green through the last candle that we had. Today we have a new one that started. So this is the beginning of a 3-day candle, so we won't have a new print until the 31st. So today is the Fed meeting, big decision day for everything like that. So looks pretty great with this beautiful hammer candle here on the 3-day. We also have then a new push higher off of some dips here on this candle. And mind you, this is just now starting. So this could very well return to green as it has been. So this guy right here was going green, red, green, red, green, red. This one is now red, how it's starting. But if we have a good push higher, I suspect that this will actually maintain its green color and we will actually be out of here. So we'll continue to monitor this here. I don't feel that this is a wrong foot, but ultimately, the market will decide. So until this prints and closes red, we will not panic. We will think up as the way for our bias based off of this price action thus far. So zooming in here on the short time frames, we have a pretty good response here off the 4-hour. So the 4-hour told us to get out from that liquidation window, told us to get back in right at the same spot. So you just kind of avoided it, or you at least got out and then you could manually do an opportunity to get back in again. And then from there, the 4-hour has been since telling us that we're in good shape. So now this indicator on the 4-hour and the daily is both available is available in the Discord for those members who have 160 million Sigma. They too can get access to any custom indicators they want there. So free to them. They can sell their bag anytime. No cost other than just owning the token to get access to this. So anyway, so this is the 4-hour indicator. So far, so good. So my long I've got open right now is based off this 4-hour. And as you can see, it gave us, it's much more kind of back and forth, but you can see that it gave us this last run that we had with us getting out later, which ultimately resulted in an entry here and an exit, let's just say right about here when this went off. We'll say, somewhere in that zone. When did it go off? There it was. So it would be here. So you'd have a 21% return. You'd miss the top, miss the bottom, but you get most of the meat, and that's what we're here for. So, and then of course you would have avoided that pullback, gotten this run, all these pullbacks would have been taken out of your issues. So, all right. So now that being said, ultimately, we have some pretty good TA technical indicators and notifications that tell you to do behaviors, and I love it. So the biggest thing we really want to see is this continue pushing higher, right? And so when we are looking at the liquidity, we've got higher. So there's your $1.95. If we could start clearing into this 24-hour liquidity at a higher level, ultimately we're going to see a much higher percentage push through, and we're going to ultimately be flipping that 3-day back to green, and that's what I'm looking for. And today's the Fed day, so it should be a big one. So now jumping back over to Bitcoin, this is the real story in the background. If we shoot over to Bitcoin right now, you can see that Bitcoin's actually up 1% on the day so far. I was anticipating that we would have another potential rollover on Bitcoin down and get us back into this liquidity box down here for a back test. But it looks like so far, and there's a lot on here, so we'll kind of clean it up a smidge. Looks like we actually are not thus far. So this could still be a play until we clear this level here and go above 91,000. This could still be a rollover that ultimately takes us to this liquidity zone. So I'm not ruling that out. But thus far, it is looking pretty impressive to see how well this has been playing out here. So if we can see a break above this with the Fed meeting today and a risk on narrative, then that would be huge for a potential maybe count revision where we no longer have this 5-way viewed here. And this is a truncated C leg, and we don't need to go much lower. So we will watch, see, and learn. So our big thing that we want to get past is we want to get past $1.91, 124. So that is our big lined cross in the sand. And if we can get above that, then we are heading higher, and it looks pretty bullish so far. So we'll see how that plays. And again, on the Bitcoin, which is another indicator we have in there, the 4-hour is our guide. So again, the 4-hour would have told you to get out here before the wick, would have told you to get back in this range. So you would be up profitable, and now we're running it. And you can see over here, it was pretty clean, and over here, it was pretty clean. for exiting and entering on the top. So this is, again, another benefit we have for the Sigma holders. So speaking of Sigma, let's jump over there. So Sigma had a rising wedge pattern is how I'm counting this at this point in time. So we have a rising wedge and then an ABC pullback to the 886 fib here on the 1 hour time frame. And we're finding some good support being built here for everything. So with this, we should be able to start seeing a price appreciation moving to the upside. And ultimately, when this does happen, we should push higher, but this is how I'm counting a wave 1, wave 2 at this point for Sigma. So Sigma's looking great. So far holding the higher low. I mean, if we wick lower, we do. It is what it is, and that's just a discount for more people into the community. Liquidity, though, tells us that XRP is looking to move to the upside on the short 24-hour time frame. And we jump over to Bitcoin, pushing higher with a level of 191, 124 that we want to break above. And finally, XRP itself on the 4 hour is following along and might have a push higher as well. And the 4 hour, the 3 day is currently red, but this is just the beginning. So it could very well flip higher, and then we'll see if we end up having to roll over and do one more low. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for watching today, and we will check in tomorrow.